Hello everyone and welcome to the next episode of Performer Talk. Now, on the last episode we were talking about Britain's Got Talent and my experiences with Britain's Got Talent, and we got to about the halfway point. So let's carry on really and talk about the rest of it. So let's get to it. So we ended the story with me coming home from Britain's Got Talent, doing my thing for the camera and thinking, oh, that's gonna be it then. So that was in, I want to say November, December, somewhere around then, 2008. And I then get I can't remember whether it was a phone call or what it was, essentially saying that they want me on the live show. When I say live show, I mean in front of the judges and in front of the judging panel and with everyone in the audience watching. And so, of course, I just go, yeah, of course. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, there it is. I didn't even think about the fact that I'll be literally performing to the entire... It didn't occur to me that there will be a huge audience there or anything like that. I was just straight in, yes, I'll do it. And so went along to the audition, and it was interesting to say the least. So things went a little bit wrong, my end, not their end, but also things went a little bit wrong their end. So obviously my act is at this point literally just swallowing a balloon on stage. That's it. That's all I did on stage. Done, dusted. I get there and I'm constantly practicing this thing, and the last time as well I was constantly practicing. I went through God knows how many balloons, and obviously I'm there and I'm sat there and I know at this point it's gonna be a long time. However, we were assured that Simon Cowell and the rest of the judges will turn up at this particular time, and when they turn up at this particular time, then they'll sit down and we can start filming, and on that day, they were late. And I don't mean 10 minutes late, I mean they were about 3 hours late. I don't know what they were doing, but they were. We were told by production staff and everyone else that they were late and that they'd only just arrived. So everything got pushed back, like massively. It ended up being pretty much 12, 13-hour day for me anyway. Let alone anyone that went on after me. So I go there and I'm practicing, and I have a balloon pump, and I'm doing my balloon, getting it all ready to do the thing, and my balloon pump just breaks. I couldn't blow up balloons. And we are talking the proper modelling balloons here, the proper Qualitex 260, balloons, for those balloon enthusiasts out there that really wanted to know the specifications of the balloon I used for swallowing. But anyway, so I check and I have approximately, let's say, 4 hours to learn how to blow up a modelling balloon before I go on and do my thing. They were the most stressful 4 hours I think I've ever been through, because without that I have no act. There's nothing there. But anyway, well, I remember as well specifically going to lunch and just checking with the production staff and saying, look, is it all right if we leave and we just pop next door, go to Costa, get a sandwich or whatever. And I remember vividly that I had a Snapple drink. Do they still make Snapples? I don't know. Like going back after I'd eaten and just spending forever trying to blow up this balloon. And whilst this is going on, my dad, being the kind of guy he is, he just starts wandering around, and my dad just acted like he owned the place, and I think he said that he managed to get all the way up into the heavens, as it were, could see all the stuff that was going on and that. And so he was coming back and telling me how all this other stuff had gone on, and there's me just sat there with my balloon like half inflated, going, I can do this, I can do this. And so I finally managed to blow up this balloon all the way, and I tie it off, and for the next, I think it was hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, because I remember I went on, I think my original slot was meant to be at around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I went on around 8 in the evening. That's how late they were running. So I remember blowing up this balloon and just holding onto it. And it was a deep, dark purple balloon, and I remember holding onto it for the life of me, going, nothing can happen to this balloon. This is I need this balloon. And I go on to the stage, and I meet Ant and Dec. Ant and Dec were lovely, really, really nice. And before that as well, I met Stephen Mulhern, and Stephen Mulhern was, again, equally lovely. And because we went backstage in threes, so they called out 3 people's names, then those 3 people went backstage. You then got told the order in which you were going to go on and perform, and in the meantime you had to stay backstage and, you know, just stay quiet while they're filming, essentially. And I remember that the guy that went on before me was doing this comedy stand-up routine about being a pastor in America, and he was a British guy, but he created this character and he put on a load of fake tan and stuff and had the collar, and he got destroyed. I'm not even kidding here. You could just you can't watch them doing it because obviously all the cameras are in the way and everything else is going on, but you could just hear the audience right before I'm about to go on is going off, 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 off. I'm 16 hearing that from an audience, and it suddenly hits home that this is real, this is happening, and anything could happen as soon as I go out there. And I slowly start to die inside a little bit. So obviously he didn't do very well. And then I go on, I shake hands with Ant and Dec, all that kind of stuff, and walk onto the stage. And finally I can see the audience. It is jam-packed. Not one seat empty in the house. And it's mental. And the 4 judges are there, and they say, hello Simon, and what is it you're going to do? And I say, I'm going to do magic. And the first thing that happens is that Simon Cowell instantly hits the buzzer. Without me doing anything. And because it was at this point when it was the whole thing of Simon Cowell hates magic and all this other stuff. And so he hits the buzzer. And then, it's that thing of, oh, why'd you do that? Let him do his thing. It's like, no. It's, Simon, what is it you want to do regarding magic? And me being a 16-year-old, knowing exactly how magic works, knowing the business a little tiny bit, I just want to be a really successful wedding magician, really successful corporate magician, and that's not what they want to hear. They want to hear, I want to be on stage doing massive shows and everything else. And anyway, I start to do my thing. Oh, by the way, at this point as well, I should mention Kelly Brook was on the panel as well. So my panel was Kelly Brook, Amanda Holden, Piers Morgan, and Simon Cowell. That's how long ago this was, guys. Yep. Kelly Brook was a judge on Britain's Got Talent for, I think, 6 days. So I was one of the lucky ones. But anyway, I go on, I do my thing, and halfway through swallowing this balloon, everyone hits the buzzer. Every single person has hit that buzzer. And if you know anything about swallowing a balloon, you can't stop mid-swallow. So I hear that I've had all 4 of the buzzers, and I just keep going. My music has cut out because that's what they're told to do, and I can't do anything at this point in time. It's the ultimate nightmare scenario. However, the audience were right behind me, and the audience were clapping along and going, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I don't know why the audience really liked me, but they really did. And they were like going, yeah, go on, you can do it. And when I finished, which was, I mean, it probably took like an extra 20 seconds, but it felt like the longest 20 seconds of my entire career. And finally swallowed it, and then did that, and the entire audience were like, yeah, amazing. Got a big, massive round of applause. And then after that, obviously then the judges have their word with you. And I distinctly remember everything that they all said to me. And Piers Morgan said that he was very impressed, that he liked it. And Kelly Brook said that was the most disgusting thing that she had ever seen in her life, to which I said, thank you. And Amanda Holden said that she didn't like it, and this is saying it to a 16-year-old, said that she wasn't impressed because she did that with her husband regularly. And Simon Cowell, despite buzzing me first off, did actually say that he thought it was quite good. So, all happy. Piers Morgan was the only one that wanted to put me through, because even though you got the 4 buzzers, they could still put you through. Piers Morgan was the only one that wanted to put me through. So unfortunately, that's where my journey with Britain's Got Talent ended. However, it was a wonderful experience, and there's lots of other little bits that I can't fit into this video, but I'm sure I'll find some way of bringing them up at some point. But yeah, that's my BGT experience from 2009. As I said, it's all probably completely changed now. There's probably lots of other things. This is just my own personal experience. There's the production company that were there that worked with me were amazing. Everyone was lovely. Everyone was fantastic. Some of the most loveliest people that I've ever had the joy of working with, even though it was a very, very, a small amount of time. But that's it for today. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I know this video was a bit longer than I intended it to be, but it's the nature of the beast. If you do like this video, please give it a massive thumbs up, and please don't forget to leave a comment saying whether you liked it, saying whether you didn't like it, saying if you want to hear more stories like this about working behind cameras and stuff, because I've done other bits and pieces working on TV. And please do subscribe to the channel. It really would be amazing. So wherever you are in the world, thank you all so much for watching, whether it's morning, afternoon or evening. Have a wonderful time, and I will see you all on the next video. Thank you all so much, and see you then.